Hello, my sunbeams. I really need to study right now, so I'm just gonna read you some facts. I'm studying for my certification to be a surgical tech, and my test is in like 19 days, and I need all the studying I can get, so let's be productive together. Which organelle contains digestive juices, lysosomes? K is the vitamin essential for the clotting process. Which portion of the small intestine joins the large intestine? Ileum. Hepatic portal is it's the vein. No, wait. Dang, I don't know it. I know the other side of it, but let me see. It's the vein that supplies the blood to the intestines. No, it drains the small intestine. Okay, which vein drains small intestine? Okay, we'll come back to that one. Which structure regulates the amount of light entering the eye? That's a good question. Iris? Yes. Epiglottis is the leaf-shaped structure that opens and closes in somewhere in the throat. Let me see. Large leaf-shaped laryngeal cartilage that acts as a trap door over the larynx. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Thyroid gland that consists of left and right lobes joined by the isthmus. 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 The ciliary body is part of which layer of the eye? Vascular. Ooh. Fun fact, y'all, I am just holding my phone and for some reason it's like tiring to my fingers. What molecule is broken down when body cells require energy? ATP. Functional unit of the kidney responsible for removing waste and regulating fluid is the nephron. Sutures of the adult skull are examples of synarthrosis. Which of the following is not a function of the trachea? It doesn't amplify your voice. What is the term for the division of a reproductive cell into two cells with chromosome cells? Meiosis. Yeah. Concave notch of kidney through which the ureter exits. Hilum. Pulse rate of pregnant hoes. I gotta make it fun somehow. It increases because your body just is working so hard for that little creature. Y'all's bodies, not mine. What nerve is at greatest risk during a thyroidectomy? Recurrent laryngeal. Oh. most abundant ion in the body? Calcium. And I tried because I have this book and it has a whole bunch of different practice quizzes, and it has the answers like a couple pages down, and I tried to like guess what the answer is before I look at the answer, and I was like looking at the answers and I'm like, calcium, bones. Just how I was thinking. But chemical reaction that provides energy by the breakdown of food. I thought it was metabolism. It's catabolism. Don't ask me where catabolism came from, but yeah, that's what it is. I guess catabolism is the chemical reaction. Maybe metabolism is, girl, I don't know. Anyway. Shared passageway for food and air. Pharynx. What organ detects changes in the level of insulin and releases chemicals to regulate the level of blood glucose? The pancreas. My back is hurting. Let me. Okay. Walls of the coochie are lined with mucosa. Body's first line of defense against infection, intact skin. What characteristic describes an amphiarthrosis? It's a slightly movable, like, joint. Yeah. Or maybe not joint, bone. Bone arthrosis is bone. Okay. I guess it could apply to joints too, though. 4 fluid-filled spaces of the brain, ventricles. Dietary substance enhances production of collagen, protein. And I guessed that one before I looked at the answer, because I'm like, well, everybody who is like, you know, telling us how to get healthy, they're like protein, collagen. Which portion of the stomach is superior to the esophageal sphincter? Fundus. Process by which glucose is stored as glycogen is glycogenesis. Original, right? Essential element of hemoglobin, iron. Ooh. Inner layer of an artery, tunica intima. Area of the brain that controls respiration, medulla oblongata. Yeah. Which of the flowing vessels empties into the right atrium? The heart is, I'm so bad with the heart anatomy, but I think it's the superior vena cava. Yeah. I'm not like, I don't think I'm the smartest person in the world, obviously. I am intelligent, but I feel like I'm just really good at memorizing facts when I need them, because, you know, I'm studying for a test, so it's really easy for me to remember this fact and then recall it for a short period of time. I feel like once the test is over and, you know, it's a couple weeks later, I'm not gonna know them as well, but I feel like a few rounds of repetition and then I know it. I mean, I guess that's how you learn, but yeah. Medial malleolus is part of which bone? Tibia. Artery that arises from left side of aortic arch and descends into the arm, subclavian. A valve between the left atrium and left ventricle, mitral or bicuspid. And it makes me feel better. Well, now that kind of looks white, but these are like light blue. And I got some pink ones and I got some yellow ones. It just makes me feel better when it's when it's colorful. Like, it's more of a game rather than, boring studying, which is really what it is. Structure that lies along the posterior border of the testes. It's the epididymis. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what it is. Epididymis. I don't know. Large leaf-shaped laryngeal cartilage that acts as a trapdoor over the larynx is the epiglottis. Catabolism of fats produces ketone bodies. Which body system aids in the metastatic spread of cancer cells? The lymphatic system. Which of the following represents a saddle joint? The thumb and trapezium. Which vein drains small intestine? Hepatic portal. Drains the small intestine. Leg extensor muscles, rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedius are collectively called the quadriceps femoris, which, fun fact, is the largest muscle in the body, but it's split into 4 parts. Which of the following vessels arises from the right ventricle of the heart? Ascending aorta. And I memorized that because arises ascending. Where is the anterior chamber of the eye located? It's posterior to the iris and anterior to the cornea. Damn it. Other way around. Okay. Come back. Which of the following structures of the ear is responsible for equilibrium? Sorry. It's the semicircular canals. Yeah. Artery found posterior to the knee, popliteal. Isn't that a fun word? Popliteal, popliteal, popliteal. Finger-like projections on the end of fallopian tubes, fimbriae, however you fimbriae, I think is what it is. Which of the following is a part of the immune system? Lymph nodes, tonsil, and spleen. Yeah. Where's the anterior chamber of the eye located? Posterior to the cornea, anterior to the iris. really need to remember that. Vascular fibrous covering of the bone, periosteum. Fallopian tube is where fertilization occurs. Hemopoiesis. It's the formation of red blood cells. Of blood cells. Oh, let me see. Yeah, process by which blood cells form. Same difference. Cup-like extensions of the renal pelvis that collect urine from the pyramids, calyces. Acetabulum. Acetabulum. It articulates with the head of the femur. Yes. Which of the following arises from the left ventricle of the heart? No. Left pulmonary artery. Oh, sheesh. Nope, it's definitely ascending aorta. Ooh, so what was the last one? I was dead wrong. Anyway. Oh, maybe the other one was pulmonary artery. Anyway, around the kidney, that's where Gerarda's fascia is found. Gerarda. Placenta is the structure that facilitates nutrients between the mother and fetus. What is the lining of the thoracic cavity? Pleura. Sound waves travel through the external auditory canal and strike the tympanic membrane. Okay, now I'm gonna do some ones that I'm not so familiar with. Inner lining of the uterus, endometrium. Which arteries are formed by the bifurcation of the abdominal aorta? Which arteries? That's a really good question. Iliac, okay. Thought processes take place in what is it? Cerebellum? No. Cerebral cortex. And it's located on the surface of the cerebrum. Okay. Just dead wrong. Pacemaker of the heart is the SA node. Which chemical substance causes the immune system to form antigens? Yeah. Which of the following arteries does not arise directly from the aorta? I have no clue. Vertebral. Okay. The set of teeth that erupt at about 6 months and later replaced are the deciduous set. The most abundant extracellular ion necessary for the transmission of impulses. Carbon? Damn it. Sodium. Get real. Sodium. Okay. The kidneys are in the retroperitoneal space. Okay. Basic living structural and functional unit of the body, the cells. Anatomical triangle formed by the inguinal ligament, inferior epigastric vessels, and the lateral border of the rectus abdominis. When repairing a direct hernia, Hasselbalch's triangle. Yeah. Structure that allows the tympanic membrane to vibrate freely and connects the middle ear and the oropharynx. It's sometimes eustachian tube. That's what it is. The roof of the mouth is formed by hard and soft palates. The teeth are composed of dentin. Function of small intestine. Function of small intestine. Digestion and what is it? Girl. Absorption. Digestion and absorption. Largest muscle in the upper calf. Gastrocnemius. Okay. What elements primarily make up the body's mass? I know this. It's hydrogen. Wait, let me see. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. What's the last one? Is it carbon? Let me see. Yes. Okay. I do like learning about the body. You know, it's just it feels kind of intimate, you know, to know the inner workings of my body, which I just, you know, I don't think about what elements make up most of my body. I don't think about what my teeth are made of. I don't think about what vein drains the small intestine, but it's amazing to learn about our bodies. It's amazing that we've done so much research and so much experimenting, and you know, we have this knowledge just freely available. I like learning. I just don't like school. I don't like learning for the test. I don't like learning when it's just so caged in. But anyway, y'all can't even see me no more. Barely. Which division of the nervous system controls cardiac muscles? Oh, the autonomic nervous system, which makes sense. If it wasn't autonomous, we would have to force our heart to beat. What is the average normal respiration rate for kids? 18 to 30. Yeah, I think it's breaths per minute. Which of the following maintains the position of the uterus? Oh, the broad ligament. Ooh, I got a pee-pee. Which of the following secretes hydrochloric acid? It's something in the stomach, it's something in the stomach, it's something in the stomach. Let me see. It's hydrochloric acid is digestive juice. What is it? Parietal cells. Glands located in the tummy that secrete digestive juices. Okay. The muscle that flexes and supinates the forearm, the brachii. I'm pretty sure. Oh, biceps brachii. Okay. The ureters enter the bladder medially from the posterior aspect. Yeah. A capillary network of blood vessels within the renal cortex that functions as a filter. It's glomerular. What is it? Glomerular filtration. Oh, no. Glomerulus. Okay. I was kind of close though. The most abundant extracellular ion necessary for the transmission of impulses, sodium. I was gonna go through the rest of them, but I don't feel like it anymore. I'm gonna study some more off the camera, but yeah, just a quick little study session, you know, I guess more like reading facts to y'all. But I'll see y'all next time. I love you.